that was something I was wondering about. How do you learn to trust your intuition? And not everybody's intuition is, on point with you're putting money at risk. How do you find that?
Well, it's not always about intuition. I mean, oftentimes it's just about experience.
Right.
And the example I will give is we came back into the market very heavily in 2010. And a lot of people thought it was too early, and a lot of people thought markets may never recover, which seems like a silly thought at this time, but we felt like we'd seen it before. So we thought we'd seen the same thing in 1994, recognizing that the only mistake we'd made then was not buying more. The other thing we saw we knew in 2010-11 is that our housing assets had recovered much more quickly than our commercial assets. So housing felt like a much better sector to come into based on the recovery that we'd seen in our portfolio. So I would say we depended much less on intuition than we did on experience. But even then, we had to take some leap of faith because we were going against the market. The market wasn't buying it. The market was still desperate to find a bottom. So I think it was really a function of our experience, a function of our track record, our ability to, raise equity and debt, and also to co-invest, because that's what gave our partners confidence in the fact that we believed very strongly in what we were executing on. Now, we've invested with a lot of partners over the last 4 or 5 years that have gone into markets that we were not in. For example, we've bought, maybe a dozen multifamily assets in the Phoenix market with a partner who had a very strong view on the market and brought us around to their view, and then we began to invest very heavily with them. So they had a unique perspective on the market. They developed the ability to execute very effectively and efficiently, and 3 years later everybody else was doing what they were doing, but the real money is made in that time period where you're ahead of the rest of the world.
Come meet us over at signetinvestments.com. There you'll have access to our full podcast and articles archives. Thank you, and invest wisely.